Hi, I'm Nikota. Quantum energy facilitator, healer. Basically, I work with energy. I do. And if you've heard of my previous, then you will have a little bit of insight about me. I've actually come on here today. I've not been on for a little bit because I've been doing other things, but I'm going to say I'm going to be doing some recordings for many, and I think I'm even going to attempt to do some lives. Because what come to my attention yesterday, sorry, Boots to Ground 128, and it's called The Secret Covenant. That originally came out into sort of like the mainstream in 2000 and when was it? The 21st of June 2002. And it is basically what's been going on in this realm, confirmation in the secret societies. It is, in a sense, of what's been behind, um, how can I say, everyone in this realm, okay, that has had all the experiences of not so nice experiences, very detrimental experiences, and how they've affected the air, the water, the food. What was it? The air, the food, the water, and the physical body, and their energy fields. And I'm so grateful. A lady on X called Ramona. I think she 4-2, I think. What is it? I'm sure I wrote it down. Yes, sorry, Renona. 2025. She is M2025, which I'm extremely in gratitude for. And I did send her a message and say, would it be okay? But I did use this because I feel it's so important when I was reading it and I really went into it. I could literally tick up all the boxes. I could. And for me, it was a form of a clarification and confirmation of what's been going on in this realm for eons, in a sense. Whoever this is an author that is not known where it really originated it from. But they're saying that it's linked to, oh, was it Rockefeller? I think his name is. But yeah, J.D. Rockefeller, possibly Masonic. But I actually feel it goes back. It goes back way, 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 way back. But I when I'm sort of like reading into some of it, okay, there's 4 pages. There is. Um, it sort of like makes so much for me personal sense. It does with everything that I've experienced, everything where I've been doing my innate work with him. And this is harmonizing, clearing out all patterns and programs in the mind. It is in the cells, going back down my timelines in a sense, streams to out of body experiences. Like for me personally, coming out is especially in sound baths. Here 1 minute, I'm off. I am, but it all in the best way that I can say about it, coming out of your body anyway, is when we go to sleep, we come out of our body anyway. We do. And there's a fantastic, fantastic guy out there, DJ Wright. And I so resonate with what he says and how he's actually helping people to experience, in a sense, their out of body experiences in a much more accepting way. It's not just like going, I'd say, like when we go to sleep, we've been patterned and programmed to believe we go to sleep when we close our eyes. It's called a nap or sleep. But the reality of it is that we actually do come out. We do. There's many a time I've had experiences where, I've literally, as I'm coming back in, I've actually felt myself as I'm waking in the morning. Example wise, I've had the beautiful experiences of like gently coming in I have, and being actually lovingly held by divine, well, I'm going to say my guardian angels. It was like feathers being wrapped around me, and suddenly it was one of the most wonderful experiences, and I've had many. So, and that is only because I've been doing my inner work for so many years. It is, but I felt this was so important when this came up, um, that I thought, you know what, I'm going to do something with this. I'm going to do it over a period of time. I'm going to do it like sections by sections, and I'm going to give you little examples, and hopefully it'll resonate with you, but it'll give you a little bit more of a light bulb moment, in a sense, to go and do a little bit more inner work and go and find yourself an elder, because what you're going to find, over, as I've said before, it's coming out, okay, where the collapse is actually happening. We're witnessing in the, what was it, the financial systems, we're witnessing, where people, are disconnected. And it's not through, I do actually want to say, okay, especially with the jibby jabs, okay, that was a massive fear psyop. It was. And the reality of it is, you know, there's so many of us here that have been doing the inner work, in preparation, for more assistance and support for them, okay, because we cannot do this on our own. There's so many out there saying you have to do it. No, we cannot. Okay. We go through processes of releasing, okay, and feeling. And that's when we know, oh my gosh, it's really true. Okay. Because that's part of our body accepting from our mind, oh my God, we're feeling it. Okay. And that is part and parcel because we've not been taught, in the mainstream about our physical body, our biofield, how it's everything is connected within, okay, and everything is within. It's not in a book, okay. That is big for me personally, my personal opinion of it, and this is basically more to do with my previous incarnations, is definitely, and what I've experienced, in a sense, coming out and in the universe, and with my main guides, okay, my quantum teams. So that is through my personal experience. But all I know is that when I do work with anyone, they they feel it. They feel it. They do. They feel it. And but it's their experience, it's giving them the opportunity and the support to really doing the clearing out, as I call the washing machine. It is clearing it all out and harmonizing it where you feel more of who you divinely are, your soul in your physical body. And you can, you know, experience it, you know, so much more, because everybody, at the end of the day, is waking up, becoming more aware, is, you know, and this is about unity, it's about coming together, it is, and it's not about, how can I say it, being hard on yourself. It isn't, because we're also linked to the collective, okay, because it's, in a sense, it's like a web. It is. We are all literally connected to each other. We are, but it's how we flow is the best way I want to say, because the more that we're sort of like in balance and in harmony within, and the more that we're connecting, you know, because it's about love, unconditional love flowing through us. It is from our heart center, and you know, there's so many things that's unfolding. I mean, it's wonderful time to be here. It is, and it's wonderful to actually witness it in others. It is, but it's also wonderful to feel it within. It is, because we're not taught this in the mainstream, education, because obviously, it's not the real McCoy. It isn't. So the piece that I'm going to be putting up, okay, on my, what was it, frame, okay, it's going to be, I believe it's going to be the second page. I'm going to be putting it up, and a lot of stuff there, okay, if you can sort of like highlight it, brilliant. Okay, if not, because I'm going to give you the link to the, what was it, the website, but be very careful, okay, of the website that I've got on here, because my, what you call it, security on it. It brought it up as a red alert. It did nothing. Well, I can understand why it brought it up as a red alert because I don't want you to know. So, that makes sense. But then when I went in another way, it was like it brought up about the Rockefeller geese and all them big people. It did. So all in all, I was like, okay. So but what I am going to say that I will read you in a sense the last page. Okay, it's called their minds will be bound by their beliefs, the beliefs we've established from time immoral, okay, immemorial, sorry, immemorial. But if they ever find out they are equal, we shall perish then. So that is, in a sense, the not nicest, okay? They must never know. Okay. If they ever find out that together they can vanquish us, they will take action. Okay. In other words, if you mean they need assistance to go to the evolution of where they originate from, brilliant. Also, what they fail to understand is they are an energy, okay, that has also been hijacked. Okay, that's what they don't get. All right. And they will have the free, especially like for instance, when I'm actually doing clearance on another, okay, and I mean a clearance and attachment stuff like that, okay. You know, what's attached to them is cleared for me, it's neutralized, it is. And that actual person, okay, will in a sense brings more allows more light within themselves, okay, because they will go through a process of like 3 days of naturally you know, releasing whatever emotions is connected to it, because it's not actually there. It's like the remnants of us little bits and bobs, it is. But the actual entity that's connected to it, where it originates from, okay, that has, but it's given the choice of going to whatever evolution it originates from, or it's given a choice to go to Dubai, okay? Because the whole aspect of all of it, okay, is deep down inside that physical person that's playing it all out, okay, is a soul, okay, that's experiencing it and has got entrapped in a sense, okay. Down here, this realm, okay, it's gone way too far. Okay, what was originally just to be meant to be sort of like, you know, the experience of being out of love, okay, but there was an outside force that came into this realm that overtook, I want to say, okay, and that will be revealed in the, I mean, many will be aware of this that are doing their inner work, okay. The more advanced that you are, okay, the more inner work that you've done, the more inner ancient knowledge is released. It's like, you know, opening up the book, you've got a little bit more information. Okay, right, got it. Okay. And you can, you, because you will have tools there, you'll be reclaiming more tools, you will, that got in a sense stuck. That's it, bottom line, stuck. So because we're multidimensional, and I don't really want to go too much into that, okay, because I want to really stick in here, okay. We're not just on this realm, okay, and that is the truth. We are actually multidimensional, okay. So where did I get to? That is it. I got to a bit where we shall perish then. And that is not so. They will not perish. They won't. They will be given the opportunity to go to wherever they originate from or go to the light. Okay, so that's fear. That's fear. Okay. If they ever find out that together, then they will vanquish us. They will take action. yes, we will take action, but the action is we're unconditional love. Okay, we're neutral. We are. And the fact is, we're just here to assist and support and undo, in a sense, sort of like neutralize the harm, if that makes any sense. Okay. Um, they must never ever find out what we have done, for if they do, we shall have no place to run. So that's what they're thinking. They've got no place to run. Excuse me, you originate from out in the universe, mate. Okay. You've done this before on other planets. That's it, bottom line. It will be easy to see who we are once the veil has fallen. Our actions will have revealed who we are, and they will hunt us down, and no person will give us shelter. This is the secret covenant by which we shall live the rest of our present and future lives. For this reality will transcend many generations and lifespans. This covenant is sealed by blood, our blood, we the ones who from heaven to earth came. The covenant is sealed by blood, we the ones who came from heaven to earth came. It says, which, in all fairness, if you go back to the point of zero, that wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't. But somewhere you got, went way offline. The covenant must never ever be known to exist. Well, sorry, it does. It must never ever be written or spoken of. Well, I'm sorry, it is, which I'm really in gratitude for. For if it is the consciousness, it will spawn. The consciousness it will spawn will release the fury of the prime creator. Source above, thank you, upon us, and we shall be cast to the depths from whence we came. Well, as I said, you've got a choice. You either basically divine or you go wherever, okay, and remain there until the end of infinity itself. Well, that just shows me how much fear they're in, okay. Now, where this originated from apparently was the bank index editorial staff thanks you for all your emails regarding this piece, but we do not know who he or she is. The piece came in through one of our forms and the author left an unusable email address. Thank you. Written by unknown author, posted the 21st of June 2002, produced by Internet Archive Wayback Machine, and then it's got the website archive. It has. The secret covenant is not a secret anymore. The truth has been exposed. Everything stated in this document years ago has come true, and it's coming true at this very moment. The veil has fallen, and it is easy to see who they are. Now is the time to stand together and take action by hunting them down and restoring humanity to its rightful place. Remember, as their own words say, together they can vanquish us. Well, in all fairness, when you think about it, that's what they're trying to do to everybody at the present moment in time. But the fact is, they've been caught out. And the fact is that this is what's unfolding at the moment. In one aspect is a repeat of history. In another aspect, it's an opportunity. It is to bring in the help and the assistance, because many have been doing their inner work. They have, which is, complete gratitude. I mean, the ones that, in a sense, have walked on my path, especially my elder, I'm so eternally grateful for. I'm eternally grateful for my guides. I am. I'm eternally grateful for every aspect that I've walked through, because if I'd not, and I have no idea where I've been. That's a God's honest truth. It is. And I can relate to so much of this. I can. But the thing is, it's happened for a reason. It has. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, over the next few days, I'm going to do quite a bit about this and put them up. Yeah. But I think it's especially important, okay, that right now, this is mainly about a lot of people are very, excuse me, bless me, a very low, and that is the base. Was it the root chakra he's playing out at the moment? That's it, the root chakra. because we're having a massive washing machine time. There we are. And this is, in all fairness, it is about your mind, your body, your energy field, and your soul. Well, your soul, in actual fact, is within your physical, okay? It's just the skin that's covering it. And unless you sort of like, actually, when you're doing your inner work, the more that you're clearing out and attuning to, and you're bringing in, you're releasing, you're bringing in, okay? But you're also, the best way that I can say it, your energy field is really, really big. It is. It's not just one layer. It's quite a few layers. Okay, quite a few. But the new age. I'm being absolutely 100% here. Okay, from my heart to your heart on this one. Okay, so much hijacking interference, and you can go onto my website, which you'll have the links in below. Okay, and because I've been talking about stuff for I think from about 2016, 17. It could even be longer than that, actually. I've been putting, stuff on there and out there. But everything seems to be coming to massively into fruition right now. It is. And I know, in all fairness, that for instance, particularly at the moment, what was it? There's going to be a collapse to do with religions. There's going to be collapse to do with the system, which is happening right now. There's going to be a collapse to do with the new age. There is, because the fact is, it's only divine source creators energy of unconditional love, okay, that is coming through. It's really, really, the layers of consciousness right now, what's rising up, what's releasing at the moment, okay, is the consciousness that held everybody in a sense in restriction, suppression, control. And it got infiltrated it, and it did get infiltrated because the energy in a sense was very dense and very dark and very low, and there's a lot of stuff that's how can I say it, where everyone was giving their power outwards, not realizing, okay, when in actual fact our power was inward, and it beefed up more so in this generation. I'm going to say from the 80s, whenever they started, what was it, jib jabbing. I'm going to say it really stepped up. I think it was in the 80s. It was. But I do know this, it's really important. It is, everybody is on their own individual journey. I absolutely 100% agree with that. But the fact is, we've got the history we have that's been hidden and interfered with and hijacked, it has. And in all fairness, Yahweh, he was the real McCoy. He was. You got Moses, you got Muhammad, the originals. Okay, I'm talking about the originals. Okay, they walked this earth realm. They did. You had Atlantis, you had Lemuria. Lemurian for me personally, that's where literally my heart goes boom. It does. And I know, in all fairness, that we've got all of our previous incarnations. We've been through so much. We have so much our soul, in a sense, has experienced, but there's been outside forces that have actually just interfered. They have, with this realm. But this is about going through. I'm going to be going through it, and give you sort of like examples. I'll give you for me personally, because I'm through it, if that makes any sense. Okay. And I know for a fact that there'll be one little light bulb moment, one little word, one vibration, one frequency. Okay. Because it is the voice, it is, that will actually fly out a beautiful little divine pearl. Okay. But this is about, in a sense, coming together. It is about unity. It is, but we're here to really, really, um, we to really unite. We are, because one of the things that they say on the number two, page number two, is we will keep them separated from the oneness by dogma and religion, and that is playing out. Okay, because oneness is absolutely within. Okay, but I'm going to say this as an example. Anyone that comes into onto my play, I'm going to say, okay, my arena. Now they're either there to assist. Well, they're there to assist in gifts. Okay, and it could be, okay. What I'd say, look, it could be a washing machine if they trigger me off or I trigger them off. Okay, could be a word, an action, whatever. Okay, and this is about harmonizing that frequency between us. It could be a karmic lock. Okay, and that is the truth of it. But if you don't know how to work with it, which for me personally I do, okay, then obviously the other person, say for instance, they don't, okay, then I could be, I'm going to say this now, offering a service, okay, or say for instance, they could be offering me a service, because this is about equal balance. It is, because everybody that comes into our life, doesn't matter who it is, a family member, work, there will be something there. Okay, because the fact is we are here for a human experience. We are sovereign beings. Okay, and the fact is we're here to have washing machines. I want to say with family, washing machines with previous incarnations, washing machines with other generations, because everything is within ourselves. Okay, and we link from us to another. We link energy wise. We do. But right now, what's been playing out there is a divide and separate. Okay, confusion. Okay, also, for instance, energies like the poles they've been putting up out there. I think I've done it on the previous platforms about the towers, and those radiate of energies that are distorted energies. Okay, and we have distorted energies with the Wi-Fi. We do, but you've got things you can put around them. I mean, the quickest thing you can put around them is foil. There you go. Because we're also here for nature. We are. Nature teaches us. So there is so much more here. So what I'm going to say to you, I'm going to be doing this over the next few days. I am. And I'm also go onto my website. Okay, seriously. Some of it you'll be ready for, some of it you may not, but it will make sense at the right moment, right time. It will. At the same time, if you need any help or assistance with yourself, okay, if your energy is zapped, you feel flat, you feel anxiety, anything like that, then link. Okay, look at the services that I offer, because this is about all energy workers, therapists coming together. It is, because we're going to be so much more needed over the next few months. Okay, because everybody, in a sense, is being what's been revealed out in the outside world is how bad it really is to do right across the board with all the systems, do all the governments, everything. Okay, from top to the bottom. And when it all comes out, which it is it's rolling out now, the truth of what's been going on to do with all the medicines and stuff like that, not the organic, healthy ones, the herbalists and stuff like that, okay, but the other side and what's been done, okay, all therapists, all healers, everyone is going to be needed, okay, but we have to be doing our inner work as well, because it never stops. Well, whatever time that we've decided to be on this realm, okay, we never stop doing our inner work. because it is vast. We are sorting, in a sense, out so much, going way, way, way back, because that's how powerful we are. We're helping our future progeny. Okay, everything that happens in our families, it may not be nice. Okay, and that is the truth of it. It may not have been nice, but when you actually start doing your inner work, because you could be the black sheep of the family, I'm going to say, that happened with me. Okay, um, but the black sheep of the family, in the sense that came down here to do it, was to sort out all the nonsense and sort out everything that was required. And it would be so out of love, I want to say, that our ancestors, okay, where they got tricked and trapped and hijacked and stuff like that. Because we're not just working on ourselves, it's a ripple effect. It is. It is a ripple, massive effect of what we chose to do on this mission and purpose. And right now, this sacred covenant that's come, it's, for me, it's like, holy moly. Everything just fell into place. Everything has just fallen into place. It makes so much sense. It does. And it's like, oh my God, my energy feels so like, wow, 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 wow. And it does feel like that. But each time that, I can't stop reading it, the more and more that I'm going into it and I can work it, oh my God, I can actually go back to certain times with this. And I can go back to a root issue that I sorted with an elder, okay, when I got stuck and whatever, because you do get stuck. And when she unlocked working on me, and then I went through the process, but I also reclaimed my tools, my gifts. And it got stronger and stronger and stronger. And this is why you have so much to do with addictions, which they call it down here. I mean, there's so many different types of addictions. The pattern and programs, because it's all in the mind. Okay? They targeted the mind first. That's what they targeted. Okay? And it is about literally harmonizing it all. Okay? Harmonizing right down the middle. It is. And it's releasing certain files and programs. It is. And you're bringing in, you've got a positive, you've got a negative. You're bringing it in and boom. Yes. So I'm going to actually say, okay, with the mind, I will give a little teaser because the four gates of, look, divine intelligence is who we are, okay? And the four gates of the inner intelligence, the celestial mind system, okay? Because when you look at the brain, that's, in a sense, you've got two sections, but two anyway. But you've got the super conscious mind, which is the highest sphere, the part of you that's in our higher self. We already know. So, already know. Okay. Our divine intelligence. Okay. Our inner oracle. So that's our compass, I want to say. It's where we have our visions. It's where we have our dreams. Okay. It's where our synchronicities and downloads come from. And it's a super consciousness as our bridge to our higher self. So that's the pillar. I hope this makes sense. The pillar within. Okay, linking right up. We're all going right the way up. Okay. And it's a connection to, for me personally. Yeah, someone's here. Okay. A quantum team. Okay. Can we just bring that back down, please? Thank you. In gratitude. Okay. Yeah. What was it? Quantum healing team, the universal field, and it whispers the path your soul came here to walk. Now that is amazing, isn't it, when you think about it? Absolutely amazing. That is. You've got the subconscious mind, the vault, the library of every memory, belief, fear, pattern, and emotional imprint you've ever carried in this life and beyond. It runs 95% of your reality on autopilot, shaping your reactions, relationships, manifestations. When you reprogram this level, you rewrite your entire timeline. And I can actually say from experience working with quantum, I absolutely 100% have done that. Absolutely been working with that. I have. And that makes so much sense of the reprogramming it is and releasing it is. It's wonderful. You've got the intuitive mind, okay, the primal compass and your inner knowing fused together. Let's see, instinctual mind protects your vessels, protects your vessel. Mm. Intuitive mind guides your energy. Together, you create a powerful radar system. That's the radar, yeah. That senses people, environments, lies, danger, alignment, truth before your reasoning mind can even process it. It's the oldest, wisest circuitry of your being. That just speaks volumes. Speaks volumes. Profound gratitude. And you've got the reasoning mind, the analyzer, the translator, the part of you that makes sense of the world through logic, language, and structure. It organizes thoughts, makes decisions, turns inner visions into physical action. But it's not the leader, it's it executor meant to follow the higher guidance of the layers, because it is on layers. But the funny thing is thoughts. We have to be as part of it as well. The more that we're working with our energy, the more we how can I say, we can feel a thought. Okay, we can actually feel a thought. That's for me. Literally can feel it. Because the thing is, when you're dumbed down, you're like a robot. When you go to school, you're conditioned. When you're a child, a baby, and you're innocent. You're absolutely 100% in. The moment you're born, you're innocent. You're so full of love. You're so full of wonder. Yeah. My gosh, it's amazing, 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 amazing. And the reasoning mind, the analyzing transaction, I've just said that. Yeah, I've just said that. So when all four levels harmonize, you unlock clarity, intuition, creation, power, and inner peace. When they're disconnected, you feel confused, fragmented, or stuck. And that is what I call when you're in the loops. Okay, that's when you've got in your energy field, because working with your biofield, and I call it a biofield, but when you're actually working with your field, okay, and you're unlocking, unlocking a blockage, releasing it, okay, and that's the best way that I can say it is, because the fact is, it's like, for me personally, is it's working, my divine's energy is working through me, okay, because I'm just the conduit, I want to say. I'm just the, what is it, the vessel, but I'm me, I am, and I'm connected, um, but it's divine working through me. It is. And we are here to unentangle, reprogram, if you want to call it. It's to balance, harmonize. I mean, we have chosen some experiences, and that's the truth of it, we have, because it's part of our soul's growth. And that's the truth of it, okay? But the fact is, in a sense, we're climbing up Jacob's ladder, I want to say. We are. Our nervous system, okay, our spine, okay, that's where we carry without even realizing it, and how we literally release so much. We do on each level. I'm going to say of your spine from the coitus, because there's 33 levels there is. and to actually clear it out, it's so amazing. It really, really is. And here is this realm. What they've done is they've done the opposite, the absolute opposite of where we originate from. Okay, here is this realm is out of love. It is. Um, and where we originate from is unconditional love. Because I can tell you now, I have remembrance of being home. I do. And being on this amazing, amazing field. And I remembered that literally just pulling down, like a computer in a sense, experiences. It's like I was choosing my experiences and the love, the feeling there, bliss, bliss, bliss. And I remember that. I do. Never realizing, how my mission and purpose down here was, oh, okay, it was so deep, so deep. And it was like, oh, when I arrived, oh my God, what have I done? What have I done? What have I done? Yeah, anyway, because literally coming from a place of divine love and you hit a realm and whoa, and the density and the energies. I mean, I was where I actually arrived when my mum gave birth to me. It was a mother's home, it was, but it turned out to be an old house that went back 100 years. It did. It was different types of businesses, you would call it now, and it held so much pain. The building held so much pain. It did, and souls that were trapped there. And it was only when I got told by um, one of my guides to do a clearance on where I was born, to go back to the time, the original date, time, and everything. And it was, oh, holy moly. I got a picture of the place I did, and I started working on it literally. And so what many souls were there. There was even a revolution in the building. There was, because it was what you call it, a carpentry, a carpentry business in I think it was the 1800s. It was, and the people that owned it, um, they did something to the stuff. They were treating the stuff really, really bad. I mean, in all fairness, the energy there was so really dense and thick. It wasn't just one layer, it was quite a few layers that was released. It was, and there was even souls of babies there still stuck that had not made it, if that makes any sense. The experiences of giving birth there, the experiences of so much there. There was so much pain and suffering. And yeah, so all in all, it made a lot of sense to so many things it did. And this is what we're capable of doing. We are literally so um, divinely blessed. And I really do mean that. But it's the remembrance, it's doing all of our inner work, it is. And it's the fact of, I know who I am. Do you know who you are? Because I know for a fact that to do with family stuff like that, the energies of hurt, pain, suffering, abuse, all of it, it was massive. It was. It wasn't just dealing with the present night family, generational. Okay, I was dealing with generations going back. I was from my mum's side, my dad's side, and clearing all as best. I mean, it's still ongoing. It is, because it's all different things. But slavery, but there wasn't just slavery, on my dad's side. There was slavery on my mum's side. There was. because I'm half and half in a sense. But the fact is, I think one of the greatest experiences of going back to Cyrus the Great timeline, when I saw Cyrus in his throne room, and then he's because he was the first one in a sense, for peace, for harmony, for do no harm. Because his scroll clay thing is in the British Museum. I didn't know anything about him, but I actually met him. I did, on the timeline. Literally, as my face was going through the veil, literally, and we saw each other, and there's an inscription on his tomb. There is, and it was like holy moly. But I found out a lot more since. I have. But he what was it? Went into wars, and people were they were laying down their tools as he was going through the gates, and they were welcoming him going in, taking over whoever was ruling in that time. History has been so distorted, but it went wrong. It went wrong, not to do with Cyrus. He achieved so much and brought so much, I'd say, respect, peace, and harmony, no matter what religions in those times. He did a lot of good, a lot of good. He did. And if you look at now, what was it, Iran and all that, that's not Cyrus. They are not representing Cyrus, and they're most certainly not representing Muhammad. I'm telling you. Okay? And the truth is going to come out. It is going to come out because it has been hidden. It has been hidden. It has. There is proof. There is. There is proof. And it wouldn't surprise me if 100% proof is in Tibet. It really wouldn't surprise me. Because I've also got links with Tibet. Because they've got history going way, way, way back. Yeah. So, right. What I'm going to say, if anybody needs any energy restoration for any low, tired, anxiety, they really do want to start doing their inner work, then hey ho. You know, if something that you're not feeling right, okay, if you need work on your home, on the grids, okay, then definitely come to my website. But over the next few days, I'm literally going to be going through and giving you a little bit of information. I'm going to ask for information from my higher self as well, a little bit more clarification. But I'm going to give you examples in this realm at this time in my lifetime, okay? Because this was done in 2002, okay? This information, and we can pinpoint in a sense. But there's also remedies out there, and I'm saying remedies. There are natural remedies, okay? There are other healers, okay, that really are doing their inner work, okay, multitasking, bless their cotton socks, because there's so many of us out there. Okay. It says here we will use our knowledge of science and technology in subtle ways so they will never see what is happening. Well, the technology, let's have a look, science, in subtle ways. Technology. Oh, who's arrived? Let's have a look. Science. Science, we know what the science is. That's a, what you call it, the jibby jabs. Okay. And technology, what's coming in? Yeah. What's coming in? What's been there, especially with the children, for me, my grandchildren, you know, is like with the laptops, Meta and all that. Excuse me, that's disconnection. That's giving you power away, not even realizing about your energy. So I'm a little bit, I do a lot of work anyway, in distance, I do. Yeah. But all in all, there's a lot of clearance going on. There is some rebalancing, releasement, because it's about unconditional love. Because there are many, many, many gifted youngsters out there. that have been massively interfered with, massively. And it's all coming out, and there's help there for the children, there's there for the adults, there's there for the elderly. There is so much more help, okay? Because all of us have been doing our inner work all over the globe. It's global. It is. It's global. It is. And it's about being in the present moment. Okay. And it's not about having so many different wives either. Okay. It's about unconditional love. Unconditional love. Yeah. 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 Unconditional. So I will come back. Yeah. I might even do one a little bit later. So I'm so excited about all of this. And yeah, yeah, I'm just going to give you the examples which will hopefully resonate. But assistance and support is it's here on so many levels, so many levels, so many levels. But you take a peek at what I put up in the what was it, notice, and yeah, yeah. So all have a wonderful day, wonderful evening, and healing occurs moment to moment. It does. And that's a healing within. Maybe that's the wrong word. Okay, because maybe it needs to be harmony, harmonization. Because it's how we talk to ourselves, it's the vibrations, the frequencies as well. It is. But I'm so over the moon that that has just so come to light. I'm like, oh, yes, 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 yes. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Okay. So all have a wonderful day. I didn't even say my thing, didn't I? No, I didn't. I'm sure I didn't. What did I do with it? I was so excited. Oh, but I know my team's there. They've showed themselves anyway. Themselves when it was coming okay. Okay. Oh, I've got to say it anyway. AI has no permission. It's not allowed on any aspect to copy or clone my voice or any part of my body. It is null and void eternally. So shall it be, so shall it be, so shall it be. I am my I am presence, and I am one with the I am presence of all humanity, being invoked on their behalf. I'm a peace commanding presence, and I ask Father, Mother, Creator, so I am presence of every person, entire company of heaven, to envelope every person affected by these events in Creator's infinite light. Hold each one in invincible force field of Creator's protection and divine comfort until every aspect of all the global events be transmuted back into divine light. So shall it be, so shall it be, so shall it be. Okay, so catch me soon. Catch me soon.